Will the post office survive efforts to slow it down in the days leading up to the November election?
Tonight we hear from post office leaders and some big-name politicians as Colorado prepares for a vote that will be conducted mostly by mail. Good evening, I'm Bart Bedsole.
And I'm Heather Skold. Thanks for making us your choice for your news at 6 o'clock.
Reassurance tonight from U.S. postal leaders in Colorado who tell us they do have the capacity to ensure all election mail is securely delivered on time.
This after funding concerns for the post office have become part of a political back and forth between President Trump and lawmakers in Washington, D.C. KRDO News Channel 13 investigative reporter Chelsea Brenzel joins us live to explain what candidates for Colorado's Senate race are now saying. Chelsea.
Well, Bart and Heather, USPS officials here in Colorado estimate that election-related mail will account for 2% of all mail volume from mid-September until Election Day. They add, despite any assertions to the contrary, they are not slowing down election mail or any other type of parcel. One of the biggest upcoming races in Colorado, the Senate race between Cory Gardner and John Hickenlooper. Both candidates have won previous elections where a majority of voters have voted by mail. Today, Hickenlooper took aim at the Trump administration's handling of USPS funding and touted the success Colorado has had by utilizing mail-in voting.
It's an outrage. I mean, the post office should not be political. Voting by mail should not be political. We proved that it works here. It's cheaper. It's more reliable. We have high turnouts, and in COVID, it's safe. So now Trump is actually slowing down the whole postal service. What about people that have prescription drugs that are gonna maybe not get their drugs in time? Look at rural Colorado and the impact that'll have on the rural part of our state. It makes me want to pull my hair out. And Cory Gardner hasn't said a word, to my knowledge, hasn't said a word yet.
His opponent, Senator Cory Gardner, was in Colorado Springs today for a business roundtable. He told us he's supporting a bill to provide USPS over $25 billion in funding.
Well, look, Colorado's done a great job with mail-in voting. I'm very pleased and proud of the way Colorado has worked over the last 6 years implementing its election system. We've protected our elections. They've been transparent. I reach out regularly to every county clerk across the state of Colorado to ask what they need and to make sure they have the resources that they need. But I don't think that Washington, D.C. should be forcing a state to carry out an election the way Washington wants. That's up to the state in terms of how they do it.
Today, the Colorado Secretary of State said while she is frustrated with what she called the president's attack on the USPS system, she is confident Coloradans will be able to successfully cast mail-in ballots. Chelsea Brenzel, KRDO News Channel 13.